An invitation to tender for works of carpentry reveals that in 1539 Charles Péan de Brie begins to build, instead of the former medieval fortress of Serrant, a castle in this Renaissance style which he discovered during the wars of Italy. He builds the north tower, the staircase on half of the main building, schematized here in red. But for lack of ways, the construction stopped. The central building and the south tower, here in the foreground, are built by Guillaume II de Beautru, who acquires the castle in 1636 after several owners. Guillaume de Beautru, king's councillor under Louis XIII and Louis XIV, is the second great builder of Serrant. He also builds the north wing, upper right of the screen, half of the south wing, and both detached houses. His scrupulous respect for the plans and for the architectural style of origin lets think that the castle was set up at one time. The granddaughter of Guillaume, Marguerite de Beautru, Marchioness of Vaubrin, finishes the south wing by making build by 1700 an oversized chapel drawn by Jules Hardouin Mansart, favorite architect of Louis XIV. Then she orders to the famous sculptor of Lyon, Antoine Coisevaux, a mausoleum where she appears crying the body of her husband, killed in 1675 in the Battle of Altenheim. In 1749, Madeleine Diane de Vaubrin, Duchess of Estrees, last descendant of Guillaume de Beautru, widow and childless, sells the domain of Serrant to a family of sheep owners of Nantes named Walsh. This old Irish family, voluntarily exiled in France by loyalty to the dethroned Stuarts, allows Serrant to cross the French Revolution without incident. They welcome famous people to Serrant, among whom Napoleon and Josephine. In August 1808, Napoleon's bedroom was preserved in its state of that time. Napoleon and Josephine stay less than 2 hours at Serrant. Indeed, the first defeat of the imperial armies to Bailen in Spain worries seriously the emperor, who quickly makes off. The court raises the coats of arms of the main owners, those of Péan de Brie on the north wing, those of Guillaume de Beautru on the south wing. The W of Walsh decorates the railing of honor court side, and garden side we discover their emblem, a swan with its neck pierced by an arrow, with this sentence, "Pierced but alive." In 1830, Valentine Walsh de Serrant marries the Duke of La Trémouille. This is the way one of the oldest families of France, which the genealogy goes back to the 11th century, is going to unite its fate to that of the castle. Their son affixes a blazon bearing the arms of La Trémouille over the main entrance, with this sentence, "Never outside the route." The anteroom is decorated with portraits of Guillaume II of Beautru, and Antoine-Philippe de La Trémouille, general of the armies from Vendée. The main lounge is decorated with Brussels tapestries of the 16th century representing fights of animals and statues by Coisevaux. The furniture is of a rich variety because the castle has never been affected or destroyed. Furthermore, it was acquired by successive owners with its whole contents. One of the jewels of the main lounge is the exceptional cabinet in ebony created by Pierre Gaulle. This magnificent piece of furniture, 3 copies of which there are only, was a part of the dowry of Miss de la Bazinière for her marriage with Guillaume de Bautru. Completed by the works belonging to the Duke of La Trémouille, the library shows 12,000 books printed between 15th and 19th century. We find in particular a first edition of the Encyclopedia by Diderot and d'Alembert there, and the Fables of La Fontaine illustrated by Oudry. The dining room contains 17th century Flemish tapestries from Oudenarde, a table in Empire style stamped by Jacob, bronze torches by Thomire, and several ceramics representing hunting scenes. The luxurious bedroom offered by the Duke of La Trémouille to his wife is decorated with a magnificent tapestry of the 17th century of Chinese inspiration. It represents the ceremony of the tea. The adjacent dressing room, very bright, faces onto the southern part of the park. These apartments were occupied by Her Majesty the Queen Mother in 1981, shortly before the marriage of Prince Charles with Lady Diana. The bedrooms of the Prince and the Princess of Taranto captivate the visitors, as well as many other apartments. The title of Prince of Taranto was dedicated to the elder son of La Trémouille to remind the claims of the family to the throne of Napoli. It would be a pity to leave the castle without discovering the basement with its immense kitchen and the funny frescoes in the dining hall of the staff and in the lingerie. The current owners, the Prince and the Princess of Mérode, are descendants of the La Trémouille and live in the castle all year long.